Welcome to Impact Masters Podcast in collaboration with Africa's Talking Retold Podcast, where every conversation sparks new insights. Join us as we delve into the stories of extraordinary individuals who are shaping our world. Movers and shakers in tech, policymakers, entrepreneurs, entertainers, and all those whose stories are worth telling. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and transformed. Welcome, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Impact Masters Podcast. You can check us out on all social media platforms. You can also find us across all podcast channels. Simply search for Impact Masters, then subscribe, follow, and share. www.impactmasters.io. Here's your host, Michael Kamathi.
No, they know their business, and this was their next cash cow, so they needed to skim it
and guard it.
That's my thought. Yeah, skim it properly until they feel like we can make money now in other ways. So it has been hard to. We are currently doing data, but not for resale. Airtime, we are allowed to resell it. Data is the end consumer should not pay. So if you're corporate or doing gifts and rewards and you want to give your clients, customers, employees data as a reward gift, then we can still talk, but not for resale.
Not for resale.
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, I know you're a family man.
Yes.
What advice do you have for family men?
Advice for family men. Family comes first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything else
is
wait.
second. Yes. And there is no better feeling than just having those little ones running around and a family home and all that. Yeah.
So I know earlier on I mentioned about affiliation or relation with the affluent Kenyans.
But do we say?
But do you say? So this chief here is a relative to one Wajakoya.
Yes.
And I came to know this by accident actually. And you say, Ben, that's one of my relatives. And you said it really easy and I liked it. Any aspirations to also be a politician at some point? No.
I cannot rule it out.
Yes.
Because, one thing I did after campus politics, I went to the councillors and told them, never again. Never. And one councillor, her name was Laibuta, told me, these things, once they are in you,
it is what it is.
You might bury it. It might go down for a few years, but somewhere down the line, it will still, So I cannot rule it out. Never.
And especially with what is happening right now, actually. Because politics has always been a reserve of the dirty people who are ready to play dirty, which discourage a lot of honest leaders who wanna, provide some leadership, provide some new thoughts and innovative way of doing things. So now, actually, there's hope for people who really wanna.
So actually, now that you mention it, and we are going into that direction, I know for a fact that we have discussed this in our circles, alumni circles, and it is almost by design that people decided we are not going to go into politics. It's too dirty. And then they are realizing, or rather we are realizing, the dirt is now coming to haunt us out here. So we had better go back in and try fix it.
Yeah.
And one of my classmates said something that really struck. He said, I was at the village and they said, you guys have refused. So now, we are going with whatever. And I think that struck me.
Yeah.
I was guys actually expect some caliber of leadership.
Yeah.
Now, in 2022, I helped Yearmate as well during the campaigns. And sad to say this, I noticed one thing. Human beings are smart enough to know they need a leader. Yeah? All of them cannot lead. They need somebody to take some responsibilities and guidance.
Yes.
But then they're also stupid enough not to know who that person is supposed to be.
But do you give them choices? Also you have to give...
They know we need somebody. I can't be thinking about roads and then water and then, how committees work. We need somebody smart to do that.
Yeah.
But now that person, and especially in Kenya, that's where the problem is. But
also I want to cut some slack to, to the people who vote. Because also I've tried to vote all the time that I was eligible to vote. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I did this is I had a choice to say, do I care? What much difference will it make? And most of the time I vote in the evening. Or maybe I'm the last in the queue. Uh-huh. And I debate the whole day. Should I not? And one thing I've realized that if I don't and something goes wrong, I'll never forgive myself. Given 2007 and what has happened in our political scenery.
Yes.
But also I've realized that the choices I'm always given, they're not the best choices. So, regardless of how I vote, the end result is what I'm trying to avoid.
Maybe we should have a none of the above choice day.
Exactly. So it's a wake-up call for some of us who could really offer decent leadership to us, because Africa needs a lot of work. And one of those work is in leadership.
It's in leadership.
And we have the capacity to really build Africa to what we want it to be.
Yes.
So it's a wake-up call for some of us who actually have been leaders and they have it. Mm-hmm. And they're honest about leading, not just greedy interests.
Yeah.
To go out there and have more options. And I heard one thing very powerful from Gen Zs during this time. They were rejecting that even if it's money, we are ready to contribute this money so that the person we want to represent us and be accountable will be on the ballot.
Yeah.
Because even the way the system is designed, there's a threshold and it's not small money that you need to have. And for you to have these, of course, there will be people contributing with personal greedy interest when you get in.
Yes.
And you can't just turn around and walk. Yeah. Because you are an investment to them.
Yeah.
But to the people, you are the hope. You are the leader. You know all this. So I think if that really changes, and over time I see it changing, because there's no other way. People are hopeless as we speak. People are looking for opportunities, and people just want a better platform to really make it work for them. They don't want to be employed or to be civil servant and so on and so forth. They just want to, where they can do a business and thrive. You see how many entrepreneurship you have started. Yeah. Even the reason why they need work is the way systems are set. They're set for you, not for them not to work. So there's a huge opportunity there for all of us, and not only in Kenya. I think it's almost every other 50 of the 54 countries. And we saw Arab Spring not long ago in Tunisia and Egypt, and that's a call for let's do it right. So please, I encourage you whenever you are ready. There's also another guest actually where I hosted. I think he's a Gen Z, if I'm not wrong, or maybe a millennial. Yep. He said in 2027 he's going to sub out and run for that seat, whatever it takes, because he's tired. He was a hard boy, but he made it to the university decently, and he believes there are so many people. If the platform is flattened, opportunities are, distributed. A lot of people actually could create solutions. There would be a decent life. We would alleviate most of the poverty and so on and so forth. Yeah. So by all means, go for it. Now,
thank you.
I don't know which camera you should look at, that one, and talk to our audience. You might, share your... I know you're a wise guy. Share your wisdom. But before that, there is a question I've forgotten.
Yes.
I know you are the alumni chairman, and you had a separate discussion on this. And I like that. I like that at least, you are organized. And there are a couple of initiatives you guys are doing to ensure that, there is more. You want to maybe even mention about that, please?
Oh, yeah. We are alumni by the fact of the use of term. Yeah. But let me take pride. We are the only club. We are an old boys club of the Alliance High School.
Yes.
I am very grateful for the opportunity and the position that I'm serving.
Yeah.
The guys themselves are great. And one of the things that we do realize is that we were given a chance, an opportunity. And the beauty when you do that is by paying it forward.
Yes.
I've given this story. Those from the school probably have gotten tired of hearing.
Yeah.
But maybe other Kenyans need to hear it.
Yeah.
I completed high school because some people, old boys, sat somewhere and said nobody should miss class because of their background. You know, I joined JKUAT and they told me, where's your school certificate? And I told them I was at the Alliance High School. And if you doubt it, go ask them. If I was in any other school, to be very honest, they would have told me, go away, bring your certificate.
Yeah.
And I realized I was cashing in on other people's efforts and good work before me.
Yes.
Now, there is probably another MK and Luchiri behind who still needs the same.
Absolutely.
And a good number of alumni live by that mantra, strong to serve.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the opportunity that was created 98 years ago. We're actually going to celebrate our centenary in 2 years, 2026. And you see, as you have mentioned, we have been pivotal in this country.
Yeah.
On both sides, stop smiling. It's both ways.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm happy that you said that.
Today we were having a discussion and I listed a few numbers. These kids have passed me through some tough times these last few weeks. So, it's just about somebody took a chance, gave a chance, and it's up to us to pay forward. And that's what, as chair, I'm looking forward to from the alumni of the Alliance High School.
Yes.
And let's put it even wider, the alumni of the other schools as well.
Yes.
Definitely no competitors, but those who are trying to do the same.
Yeah.
And as we have just discussed, in matters leadership and politics, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just a call.
Yes.
Let's do right for each other.
Yes.
Humans come first.
Yes.
Profits, whatnots.
Yes.
Should not be. And MK, I actually discovered it doesn't take much for humans to be happy.
I agree.
You know, I meet people and they are smiling and they are laughing.
Yeah.
But then when you probably just visit where they live, like I couldn't live there if it were me.
Yes.
I mean, you still manage to show up under this sun and smile and it really takes very little from us to change lives out there. The little you can do,
just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And lastly, as you have asked, if there's anything I'd like to say out there, the best gift you can give to a human being is a chance. So, give a chance to everybody, to anybody out there. That's like the mantra I've lived with. And then to those who are being given a chance, grab chances also.
And maximize. Yeah.
Take a chance. Be it on entrepreneurship, in life, those who are thinking politics, take a chance. Never sit down and just wait. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Luchiri.
Happy.
And as a culture here we have started, it's now a culture where we conclude with an African proverb. And one of those proverbs, and we've borrowed this from Spice FM, which is one of the biggest talk show right now at KTN, Spice FM. People delving into real issues. And you saw even some of the hosts there ask the president serious questions about this country.
Yep.
So I recommend, and I'll be honest about it, we borrowed it from there. So today's proverb comes from Zimbabwean culture, and it says, and I don't know the accent, so I'll just read that as it is. Mwana asinga cheme anofira mumbereko.
Mwana asivocheme anofiranga mumbereko.
Yes.
Sounds more like my mother tongue.
Yeah, it's more Bantu.
Yes.
It's more Bantu. So it might sound like Swahili, it might sound like Luya, it might sound like Midikenda, it might sound like Meru, it might sound like Kikuyu.
And it's giving the vibes of a child who does not or does blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Continue.
Yeah, exactly. A child that does not cry will die in the career.
Very true.
And this is very powerful. Why? Wherever you are, and some people might be in different stages of life. If you don't really talk to people about what you're going through, you don't go out there and do what you needed to do yesterday, you may never see the change.
True.
And some of those steps are quite painful, that you may not like them at first, but they will deliver the results. So I'll part with that and thank our listeners who are listening to us.
Well, that comes from, if you remember, a great BBC presenter, Kumla Dumo. I believe that's where I used to see this culture. So even Spice picked it from Kumla Dumo and the BBC Africa team.
We all learn from someone, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good thing because also it brings back our culture and traditions that sometimes we are taught there's a bit uncivilized, a bit not so much of it, but that's where the real wisdom is.
There is wisdom there.
Yes, a lot of it.
If you ever want me to come and talk about culture, that's one day.
By all means,
let's
man.
have that
by all means,
podcast.
By all means, because part of this podcast, that is Impact Masters podcast and Retold podcast, is telling our own stories. We have grown up, me and you, listening to everyone else besides us.
Yeah,
and
which
being
is a
told
bit
a lot
sad.
of rubbish.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of...
not rubbish, but something that does not apply or does not negates what we know.
That's why it's rubbish. Okay, not most of it, but...
Don't rubbish other people's, because ours has been rubbished. So
I have my reason to call it a bit of rubbish because some of those things don't work even in their culture.
Okay.
But they want to impose it on everyone.
We really need that other podcast.
Which is really interesting.
Because he had already officially closed off with a very nice Zimbabwean. Is that Shona on the belly saying?
That is Shona. Shona language. Yes. It looks like there's a better conversation which will be coming here. And we'll invite you again, Luchiri.
You need those fill-ups now just to talk culture and art.
Yes.
You can have that.
And
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Luchiri. And to our listeners, please check us out on YouTube. It's Impact Masters Podcast. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms across the world. You just search for Impact Masters Podcast or Retold Podcasts, Africa's Talking Retold Podcast, and listen to all other Impact Masters who have been recorded here from across the world, and we are yet to actually cover it all. Just make sure you subscribe, support, share, comment, and make sure that it goes to all the people across the world. We're the only podcast delving on tech and innovation across Africa and beyond, and showcasing all these amazing people. Until next time, this is Michael Kimathi.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Impact Masters. Thank you for tuning in and sharing this space of growth and empowerment with us. Remember, every step you take has the potential to create an impact. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep implementing, and most importantly, keep mastering your impact. Remember to check us out on all platforms by searching for Impact Masters. Subscribe, follow, and share. www.impactmasters.io. See you in the next one.